Ever believed that ostriches bury their heads in the sand when scared? Or that bats are blind? Today, we're diving deep into the world of wildlife to debunk some of the most common misconceptions. Welcome to a journey that's going to take you beyond the surface of what you think you know about the animal kingdom. We're about to embark on an adventurous exploration, challenging some of the most perpetuated myths and assumptions about our furry, feathered and scaled friends. Now, you may have grown up hearing that when frightened, ostriches stick their heads in the sand. Or perhaps you've always been told that bats navigate the world in total darkness, devoid of sight. But are these claims grounded in reality? Or are they just fanciful tales spun over generations? Well, we're here to uncover the truth, to sift fact from fiction, and to reveal the remarkable realities of nature that often go unnoticed. Throughout this video, we'll be delving into the intriguing behaviors, abilities, and interactions of animals with their environment, and with us humans. Get ready for a voyage of discovery that's going to unravel surprising truths about creatures we thought we knew. We'll be unmasking the reality of the ostrich's unusual defensive tactics, shedding light on the bat's extraordinary echolocation abilities, and revealing the complex social dynamics of wolves, often misunderstood as mindless pack animals. Each story we unravel will not only debunk widely held misconceptions, but also illuminate the intricate and often underappreciated complexities of animal behavior. Prepare to have your preconceived notions challenged, to see the world of wildlife through a fresh lens, and to gain a newfound appreciation for the marvels of nature that exist beyond what meets the eye. So, are you ready to venture beyond the familiar, to question what you've been told, and to explore the hidden depths of the natural world? We promise it's going to be a journey like no other. Stay tuned to find out the truth behind these fascinating wildlife misconceptions. First up, let's tackle the idea that ostriches bury their heads in the sand when they're scared. This myth likely sprouted from the ostrich's unique feeding behavior. These birds often peck at the ground in search of food, which, from a distance, could look like they're burying their heads in the sand. But let's debunk this once and for all. Ostriches are flightless birds, but they're far from defenseless. When threatened, these swift runners can reach speeds of up to 45 miles per hour, making a quick escape from predators. And if cornered, they're equipped with powerful, kick-capable legs that can deliver a forceful blow. It's also important to note that ostriches are diligent parents. They routinely turn their eggs buried in shallow sand nests, a behavior that may have contributed to this enduring myth. So, the next time you see an ostrich, remember, they're not burying their heads in fear. They're simply looking out for their eggs. Moving on, we have the myth that bats are blind. This misconception probably stems from the bat's nocturnal lifestyle and their seemingly erratic flight patterns. However, it's far from the truth. Bats are not blind. In fact, they have quite good eyesight that varies across different species. The real intrigue lies in how bats navigate the darkness. They use a method called echolocation, a fascinating biological sonar system. Bats emit high-frequency sounds, inaudible to human ears, that bounce off nearby objects and return to the bat. By analyzing the returning echo, bats can determine the location, size, and even texture of the object. This is how they flawlessly navigate through the darkest nights and catch their prey. It's a myth that bats are blind, one that does a disservice to these remarkable creatures. Bats are not only capable of seeing, but they also possess a unique sensory ability that far exceeds the capabilities of many other creatures. Bats, blind? Far from it. They are masters of the night sky. And finally, the lone wolf, an iconic symbol of solitude. But is it accurate? Let's delve into this intriguing myth and uncover the truth behind it. The idea of the lone wolf is deeply ingrained in our cultural narrative. It's often seen as a symbol of freedom, independence, or an outsider who doesn't play by the rules. This image has been amplified and romanticized in literature, movies, and even in our everyday language. But where does this myth originate? The term lone wolf is believed to have originated from observations of wolves that appear to be living and hunting alone. It's easy to see why one might assume such a wolf prefers solitude. However, this interpretation overlooks a crucial aspect of wolf behavior: In reality, wolves are highly social creatures. They live, hunt, and raise their young in tight-knit family units known as packs. A wolf pack usually consists of an alpha male and female, their offspring, and occasionally a few other related wolves. They communicate with each other through a complex system of vocalizations, body language, and scent markings. The hierarchy within a pack is well defined, with each member playing a specific role. The alpha wolves lead the pack, while the betas support them, and the omegas often play the role of the scapegoat. This intricate social structure allows the pack to work together effectively when hunting, defending territory, and raising their young. So, what about the lone wolves? Well, these are typically young adult wolves who have left their birth pack in search of their own territory or a mate. This is a natural part of a wolf's life cycle and doesn't mean they prefer to be alone. Given the opportunity, these wolves will form their own packs. So, next time you hear someone being described as a lone wolf, remember that real wolves are far from solitary creatures. They thrive on cooperation and companionship, much like us humans. So, the lone wolf isn't so lone after all. They're pack animals, through and through. Today, we've debunked some common wildlife misconceptions, shedding light on the true behavior of these incredible animals. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered. Firstly, we unveiled that animals are far more complex than what first meets the eye. Far from being simple creatures, they display a range of emotions and social behaviors that can rival, and in some cases surpass, our own. Their world, like ours, is filled with love, camaraderie, rivalry, and even grief. Next, we challenge the notion of ostriches burying their heads in the sand. This myth, as we've learned, is nothing more than a tall tale. In reality, ostriches are alert and attentive creatures, using their keen eyesight and impressive speed to evade predators. We then turned our attention to the mysterious world of nocturnal creatures, dispelling the belief that all of them possess superior night vision. The truth is, their adaptations for surviving in the dark are as diverse as the animals themselves. Some rely on enhanced hearing, others on a keen sense of smell, and many use a combination of these senses to navigate their shadowy world. Our journey then led us to the misunderstood world of wolves, challenging the deeply ingrained image of them as pack animals. In reality, wolves live in family units much like our own, led by a breeding pair and composed of their offspring of various ages. As we've journeyed through these misconceptions, it becomes clear that understanding wildlife accurately is vital. It fosters respect and compassion, not just for individual species, but for the intricate web of life they are part of. It reminds us that we share this planet with a myriad of fascinating creatures, each with their own unique story to tell. Remember, the world of wildlife is full of surprises, and things are not always as they seem. So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep challenging what you think you know.